Okay, so this is 5.5 to 5.6 part B. We're going to do the same thing again, multiplying and dividing, but we're going to do them with Algetiles. Now again, you don't need to use Algetiles if you understand the concepts from the previous lesson. But let's look at this. So here, so what we got here is 1 times 1. So if we have two, remember, light boxes are positive, dark boxes are negative. So 1 times 1, right, is 1. Okay, so what if we have 2 times 1? Well, we end up with 2 times 2, or 2 times 1, which is 2. Here, a negative times a negative, right? So negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. And you can see the math over on this side. Okay, next page. So multiply and continue. Now remember, these rectangular boxes mean a variable. So whatever you pick for your variable. So this is a times 1, positive a times positive 1, right? So you end up with 1a. Here you have 2a times negative 3, which yields you 6 of these dark boxes. Now what you can do is you can write out 6 of these boxes, but what we do is we can shorten it up because that's a lot of writing to do. So we put a 6 in front of it and show that that's the negative a there. Okay, a times a gives you your a squared. Then we have negative a times 3a. And so we end up with 3 large dark boxes, which is negative 3a squared. Okay, flip page. So you can do it also in tables. And some people understand tables a lot more. So this is, pick your variable again. So this is b, 2b up here at the top, and 3b down the side, and we're multiplying. Well, when you do this, these two together form this big square right here. So that might be an easier way to do it. And again, like I said, you don't have to use Algetiles if you understand how to multiply polynomials from the previous part A lesson. Okay, go to the next page. So now we have, again, remember dark ones, right? Negative 2b and positive 3b multiplied together. These are all negative now, so we end up with negative 6b squared. Okay, go to the next page. So now what we have is, we can represent more stuff here. Oh boy. So what we have here at the top is negative 2b plus 2. And down the side here, we have negative 3b. So again, if you were doing it like the previous one, you would just do negative 3b times negative 2b, and you get your positive 6b squared. And then you could do negative 3b by positive 2 and get your negative 6b. Or you can do it with this graphical image. It's up to you. Okay, that was multiplying. So now let's talk about dividing. Now dividing is interesting. You got to take the group and you got to split it into equal parts. So mathematical wise, you can do it this way. So 2x plus 10, 8x plus 10 divided by 2, that 2 in the denominator goes with both the 8 and both the 10. So you can break it up into 2 pieces if you want, and that sometimes makes it easier, right? So 8x divided by 2 is 4x, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now, if you do this with Algetiles, you have to break the entire group into equal chunks. So if we look at this first one, if we look at all of this here, this whole thing is 8x plus 10, right? Because there's 8 of these long rectangles and 10 of these smaller ones. And you have to break them up into equal groups of 2. So if we split them down the middle, then there are 2 groups there. Now, all you do is to find the division, you look at one set of these groups, which would be 4x plus 5. Okay, flip to the last page. So this one here is 3w squared minus 6w minus 9, all divided by 3. This 3 in the denominator goes with all 3 pieces. So if you want to, write it out into 3 parts and then reduce each piece. So 3w squared divided by 3 is w squared. Negative 6w divided by 3 is negative 2w, and negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Or you could do an Algetiles. So if you look at this whole thing here, that is our 3w squared minus 6w minus 9. And then we break it into 3 equal parts. And then you just look at one of these. And one of these is w squared minus 2w minus 3. So like I said, you can either do it with Algetiles, right? You can draw them out every time, or you can do it the top way here where you actually just do the straight division. It's up to you. So if you get a question in your textbook and you're looking at it and it says, draw the Algetiles, and you don't need to do that, just do it mathematically like this. I have no problem with that.